mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
There, maybe a yard to the 27. Oh, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 73 yards. And the Lions come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Ficken for the plays. And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And that's going to be caught downfield by Slayton. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. They'll look to throw now on first down. They're going right back to Pittman. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Taylor is going to take this one in for a Colts touchdown. It's a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message.
And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. From the 6. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Jamison Williams and the Lions get set for this next possession. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. On second down, Montgomery. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. Good push up front in that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Third quarter here at Indy. This is 2nd and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Back to Taylor on first down. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 108 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. All right, how has he done it? 4 touchdowns in this contest. He's been around the end zone in particular, pretty much uncoverable.
And you know that I typically take things from a defensive perspective. I'm not going to do that this time. Let's just praise him. My goodness, 4 receiving touchdowns means he's been a variety of coverages throughout this game, because they're not just letting him run scot-free. They're trying their best to shut him down, and he's shredding them.
I got to be honest, I want to see 5. No, you want to see 5? I mean, well, we're not supposed to be biased, but
we're not rooting. Just in the interest of the game, let's go ahead and see 5.
The Lions on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation. And taking care of the football, paramount. He got it done.
Nursing that slim lead. You're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Ficken's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Back to throw again. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. I call it no gain there on the first down play. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. The toss here completed to Pittman. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. On the handoff, this is Taylor. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. They'll look to throw here on first down. This one is Slayton over the middle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. First and 10, Taylor now. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look for a late touchdown. 2nd and 6. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile we do have an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see him take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. Back to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That pass knocked away by Rashad Evans.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So the Colts now down on the scoreboard. At time, a huge factor. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's back to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That can finish things off for them.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Lions looking like they're going to come away with a victory. So they'd converted their first 2 fourth-down attempts. Not there. Now they're 2 for 3.
You think maybe the offense coordinator expended a little capital on that one? You know, when you're 2 for 2, you can lobby for that third one, right? Didn't.
Second and 11. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Here we go, start.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Detroit, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves.